Hi everybody, it's Kathy. How's everybody doing today? I don't know about you where you are, but it's frigid here. The temperature says like 38 degrees and the sun is shining, but it's extremely windy. So it's probably more like 28. I don't know how long it's supposed to stay that way, but it is still February. And I don't know about your house, but my house, every room is a different temperature. Some is, it's okay in short sleeves, and you go into another room and you feel like you're going to freeze. It's an older house, which doesn't help any. Plus, it's got just one thermostat. There's not thermostats for different bedrooms. So it's just something that we've kind of gotten used to. But when you get this cold, it's a bit much. It was so windy last night that it woke me up. And I was talking to a neighbor, and she said it woke her up too. You worry about you losing your electric or having a house that has a tree too close to it, and thank God that didn't happen. We didn't have a problem with that. I am going to have to try and bring you down. What happened was I was setting up my tripod, and I don't know if I pushed too hard or it moved, and I tried to catch it, and I broke a piece off of it, and now I've got the tripod held to my iPad with a rubber band. So let me see if I can get us down a little further. No, it's not going to do it either. I guess I'm not far enough away. Yeah, that's getting better. I'll tilt you up a little bit. Okay, what we're going to do today is guacamole. My son makes really good guacamole. I've never really made it. I bought it, of course, but I've never made it. It's very easy to make. There's really not much to it as long as you got your avocados and they're reasonably soft so that you don't, have a hard time mashing them up. Lime juice, a red onion, which I had a large one, so I'm using a little less than half, and that still may be too much. Tomatoes, fresh tomatoes, black pepper, and I'm not using any jalapeno, so I'm going to use some smoked chili salt in place of that. Don't really care that much for jalapeno. And also, you do these for whoever's going to eat them, for how they're going to taste and who likes what in what container, so to speak, whatever you're making. And I'm going to use parsley instead of I can't think of it. What everybody else uses. I don't care for the taste of that either. It'll come to me. Nothing comes to me automatically anymore. So what I'm going to do is we're going to cut the onion. And you want this small because you don't want really big chunks of anything. So I'm turning it as I go so that I can get the knife through it easier. And this probably is a bit too much. We'll see. I'll put a little aside and see what we got. And since I had it cut that way, I'll turn it this way. And that will give me, yeah, that's good. That'll give me a little bit of pieces. Avocado, you know, obviously you can eat it by itself. You can have it with eggs. You can have with nacho chips or crackers. I am going to do it on toast, on a multi-grain bread. That way you kind of, you know, you get all the nourishment out of it, and you get yourself a meal too, pretty much by, you know, adding a nice healthy grain bread. Does everybody or anybody make their own guacamole, or are we buying it now? I don't know. Just everything is so much more expensive, and this not necessarily, this and any other recipe, I guess, is not necessarily cheaper to make, but it is fresh, and you know what's in it. And there's no preservatives or no junk in it. I was looking at some olive oil on the shelf the other day, and you think, well, olive oil is olive oil, and it's a combination of olives that are pretty much from all over the world, depending on what brand you get. And I was looking at a Walmart brand, and the olives were from Spain, Italy, Portugal. You know, and there's certain things in this country that you got to be careful about. You know, we have the FDA, but there's certain dyes that this country allows that no other country will. So, you know, you have to use your own judgment on stuff like that. I'm going to dice this down just a little bit smaller. Like I said, so we don't get any big chunks of onion. Avocado obviously needs flavor because it takes on whatever you're using it with, whatever you're making with it. It doesn't, it's pretty flat. Although my daughter eats it just the way it is, she scoops it out, and she's more of a plain Jane because she's a vegetarian, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it, or I guess maybe you could say she's a little more of a purist, but no, I'm going to use, there's some onions, and that's plenty, that's more than enough onion. I had made some everything but the kitchen sink soup yesterday, and I had only about a quarter of an onion. I have a lot of it left, so I will just saute this up a little bit and put it in the soup. That was onions and carrots and mixed vegetables, where there was a little bit of a bag in the freezer, and some baby carrots, and I had a small bag of broccoli, and I put that in. And for the broth, I used 2 containers of vegetable broth, and then brought that to a boil, and then put all the vegetables in, and then let them simmer. And just before I was finished, I washed a can of black beans so that there'd be some protein in it. And I added about a half a bag at the very end of tortellini, which I didn't cook with it because that just absorbs all the liquid. But I did use some of the liquid that I cooked with the tortellini with and put it into the soup. And it turned out pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'm going to end up having it for lunch today. Now, next step, we're going to do, these are pretty small, these tomatoes on the vine. I'm going to, I'll wash 2, I'm not sure if I'm going to use 2. We'll see how much it makes. some paper towels here. And turn it upside down and slice it this way. Again, fairly thin. You can keep holding your fingers on it. And then when you do that, you're going to group them all up. Try to get it whole again. And turn it sideways. And these tomatoes are much riper than they looked. So I'm going to end up not being able to dice them all at once. They didn't look that ripe. But once I start cutting them, I could see they're full of water and they're a little on the soft side. That's okay. You work with what you have, right? So I got these cut up. And then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do a few more cuts in these. I think I'll do another tomato too. Make sure that I have enough. I don't want to have more onion than I have tomato. So, I'll put this in. There's one more. This one doesn't feel quite as soft. Let's see what happens with this one. No, it is a bit firmer. Not by much, but a little bit. And I usually use a serrated knife. It doesn't pull as much. But I'm going to do one slice at a time. That way it might not pull them apart quite so much. What's everybody doing in the wintertime? Are you getting to go away, or do you have nice weather? The only thing I do in the winter, other than, take care of errands and chores and things like that, is occasionally go out to lunch. I am not a cold weather person. I don't like it really at all. So I guess I'm in the wrong state for that. But it could be worse. Okay. One more cut here. I got this bowl in the way, you can't see what I'm doing. Although slicing tomatoes is pretty explanatory. Okay, let's get this one in the bowl. There we go. Wipe my hands with that towel. Get myself a spoon. That's how it's looking so far. Now I'm going to do our avocados. I saw something on YouTube recently where the guy just said you squeeze the avocado, and when it pops for the top, you just keep squeezing down that same line. And your pit will be right in the center. And you just poke that out. Now I guess it works. Either that or these are just the right ripeness. Let's try another one. You squeeze it at the top until it kind of like explodes. And then you just keep squeezing it as you go down. Yep. Same thing with this one. It doesn't, at least with these, it didn't come out, you know, exactly in half, but it did the trick. I am actually going to leave that here and kind of chop that up before I put it in with everything else. Yeah, these are plenty ripe enough. You get a bowl, and I will put it in a bowl. Let's see. Okay, now, so you just scoop that out. This won't even really have to be chopped very much because it's, I wouldn't say it's overripe, but it is just right. That here, that there. Those are some pits, huh? Put that there. I gotta turn my back on you again. Get a fork. And just start mashing. Well, it looks like I don't know whether I can fix my tripod or whether I'm gonna have to buy another one. With a piece of plastic that, I don't know, I guess I pushed something too hard the wrong direction and a very small piece came off, but I don't know whether it's going to be able to. I have it setting, I have it sitting up on the tripod, but I have it a rubber band through my iPad, and then I have to hold the iPad in place, and then I took the rubber band and put the rubber band behind the tripod. That's why we're a little bit far away. You don't need to see me as long as you get to see the recipe. Now the avocado's going in the bowl. Looks like silly putty. And I'm going to mix this up a bit. The onions and the tomatoes and the avocado. Give it a fold. Now a fold just means you go in through the center, you go around, you pick up what you want to pick up and then push it down. It doesn't mean that you stir. Okay, that's going to make quite a bit. So now I'm going to put in the lime juice. Pretty much the purpose of the lime juice is just to keep your avocado from browning. And I don't have a fresh lime, so I'm using this, so I'm going to shake my bottle real well. And I'm just going to pour some in. That's like maybe, whoop, 2 tablespoons. You can't get anything done in the kitchen unless you make a mess. Let's stir this around. And then since I'm going to use parsley, not a lot, just a bit. I got to hit it with the lime juice. More of a sprinkle. Oh, these are some of my spice jars that I left on top of the toaster oven. And they didn't get hot or burned, but they got just warm enough that all the bottoms are ruined, so everything has to go upside down now. And this is the smoked chili salt. So this, I'm hoping, will take the place of the jalapeno. And just a bit of pepper. I like pepper and everything, so that's good. Because I don't use that much salt, so I like using pepper. Well, I'm going to have to do a taste test. I'm going to put a piece in the oven, or in the toaster, a piece of bread, and then we'll see what it comes out like. This is Arnold. It's not a real thick slice, it's a nice size slice. And I have to pull the toaster out to the edge here because it's heating up underneath my shelf, and it burned the shelf before I realized what was happening. Let's see, it looks good. See if I can get a little bit of everything. Onion and tomato and avocado. It's good. But a little flat. I'm going to put some more of the smoked chili salt in there. And maybe just a little bit more lime juice. I'll stir it again. I've heard that if you get guacamole in Mexico, they don't believe in using jalapenos. So I guess there's a lot of different thoughts to the process. Still like a little more of this. Very good. It is very tasty. And if anybody has an aversion to heat, I won't get it here. A little bit with the chili salt, but that's about it. Let's see if our know you saw me using the same spoon over and over, but I might be the only one that'll eat it. If not, one of the others will eat it. And it's family. What she doesn't know won't hurt her. Shh, don't tell. Just keep this between you and me. Okay, here we go. Very good. Oh, I'm glad I made that. It came out very good. It's very light. Make a good lunch. Make a good breakfast. Snack. Good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this visit. And I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and share. Sharing helps. Thumbs up helps. Subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. And I think that's about it for today. I will see you again soon. And if you're cold, stay warm. If you're not, good for you. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Be kind to one another. Bye now.